How would you like to experience the refreshing yet intense action when swimming into a race? How would you like to feel the intensity of your heart-pounding race until you're out of air? How would you like to take extreme challenges while on an athletic team? Today, you will hear about a high school swimmer who has pushed himself to the limit by his coach and team. The Humanities Communication Arts Department at Norwalk Community College presents The New Directors, the show that introduces you to television's future writers, directors, and personalities. And now join our host, Joanna Restrepo, to meet the next new director.
Thank you for joining us today for today's edition of The New Directors. All of the people involved with this program are students in the television course and are directing, switching, controlling audio, operating cameras, and acting as talent for the first time today. The guests you are about to meet are students who, when not on camera, are behind the scenes, working hard to bring this program to you with as few mistakes as possible. Each student will write and direct 4 different productions. This program will give them a chance to talk about themselves, the productions they have completed, and give you the chance to get to know them and watch their progress throughout the semester. Our guest today is a person who is a skilled swimmer who was on a supportive team for 3 years, aiming for the best and attempting to reach the fastest times. Now I would like you to meet our guest today, Kevin Shanahan.
Hey.
So we know that you were on the swimming team. What can you tell us about your experience in high school?
I joined the swimming team first when I was a sophomore. When I first joined it, I didn't know what to expect. I thought it would be pretty simple, but then as time went on, I realized that it would be a lot more challenging than I expected. So when I first joined, I was introduced to the intensity of how athletic all the events were, and I was at first intimidated by it, but eventually I was able to really get into it, and I realized that my entire team was there to support me along with the coaches. So it was overall a great experience. I was introduced to things such as the freestyle stroke. Some people refer to it as the crawl, the backstroke, breaststroke, and butterfly. Those were the 4 main strokes that I did. Many of them were fairly simple to do, but strokes, especially the butterfly, were really difficult to do. It was but really it was a team effort, and in the end it turned out to be very great. In fact, we swam in the winter, and it was pretty intense outside, but inside it was just such a warm pool. So it was just a great experience overall.
Switch to me. Could you tell us why you decided to take the production course?
I decided to take TV production because I wanted to get some better skills at creating and editing videos. I especially wanted to learn how to shoot the proper camera shots during the proper times. I wanted to know when to do a close-up, when to do a long shot.
I'm sorry. Continue.
And especially with Avid, it was an interesting software program and different from ones I've used in the past.
What are some of the most useful things that you learned in this course this semester?
Some of the most useful things I learned were probably editing techniques that I learned in Avid, such as the hotkeys, such as when to start and end add a video clip, along with how to move them down into the timeline and how to delete certain parts, whether it be video or audio. And with the camera, I learned how to adjust the white balance, the focus and the lighting to create the best shots possible.
Cool. Tell us about the 4 projects you did this semester: the fall project, the teacup project, the learning project, and the orange project.
First, I'll talk about the teacup project. It's essentially, it was a very simple sequence where I just went and filmed the tea being made, and and pretty much I was just kind of doing all the shots, making sure the actions looked clean as possible with the clean entrances and exits, which was especially important in this because while the tea was being made, I had to make sure that it wasn't being poured while it was off camera, and I wanted to make everything good as possible. Next is my fall project. Here I wanted to get shots of everything that represented fall, and we even learned techniques such as poor man's dissolve, shift focus, and we also learned how to implement S-curves and C-curves along with geometric shapes that help catch the audience's eye. Next is my student studies project. In this sequence, I tried to show examples of how a student goes about and takes out books, reads them. I wanted to create all the accurate shots, and this took well over 30 shots to make. So switching back and forth was very essential, and I even had to move the camera back and forth and taking the shots out of order.
Now, I know you probably have one project that you felt was your best, and tell us about it while we watch a clip of it with some music.
I think the best project was probably my teacup project. I felt that what I put in it showed what I learned the best, and it was one of my latest projects, so I got the hang of the camera. So in the teacup project, of course, all the lighting had to be right, all the clean entrances and exits. I wanted to make sure that I captured that experience, and I pretty much wanted to make it all look right, and it was actually the one where I took the least amount of multiple takes because they ended up looking okay. So overall, I'm pretty pleased with how the results of it came out.
You mentioned a variety of things that you learned this semester in this course. What is the most important skill you think you acquired, and how would you put it to use?
I think one of the most important skills I've learned is with the avid editing. I think that it helped give me a more dynamic variety of what to create in my editing. I want to utilize those skills so that I could create better videos along with utilizing them to create really eye-catching effects.
Cool, thank you. Today we got to meet someone who shared his experience as a swimmer and being part of an athletic sports team. As a new TV director, he hopes to apply what he has learned at NCC to make use of his editing skills to produce more enjoyable content in the future. We would like to thank our guest, Kevin, for joining us today.
Yep, thank you.
We hope you enjoyed meeting one of television's future directors, and we hope you will continue to join us each week to watch our progress. Thank you and good day. Awesome. We're done. No, just kidding. We have one more.
this has been The New Directors, with your host, Joanna Restrepo, directed by Isabel Suripin.